So last time I saw you, we were in this building. Is this your first time back? Like, what is it like to be in this building again?
It's bizarre. It was bizarre walking in at gate 1 instead of gate 2. It's bizarre. I haven't been in this practice facility in years. I haven't been in the facility since, well, I guess early, like last February, because we finished on a road trip out west. The last game I saw was in San Francisco. And you're the first guy connected with the Raptors I've seen in person since March 11th.
How different was this and how hard was it?
It was really hard, Randy, because you don't use the word I a lot when you're covering a team. You go, you ask questions, you write down what they answer, and then you write a narrative about it. This was far more personal. That was really outside my comfort level. And it took a long time to get in that flow. There was more me in there than there's ever been in anything I've written for a paper. The journey was so much fun. And it was ups and downs, and there were some bad times, and there were some bad people, and there were some dark moments. But it's all part of the trip to get to that night in Oakland when they won the championship. And the one thing we did not want to do, and I wasn't going to let happen, we couldn't laser focus on that championship year. It would have been easy, but it wouldn't have been fair to all the people that came before it that built a foundation that allowed them to get there.
Well, one of the guys that came before it was, in my opinion, I think yours too, was the first star that the Raptors ever had, and that's Damon Stoudamire. He's the reason why I'm sitting here today with you. Yeah. How would you characterize his tenure with the team?
Damon showed that you didn't have to be the most physically imposing player, but you could have a hugely physical imposing will. And that's kind of what the Raptors have become. You know, if you mirror Kyle Lowry and Damon Stoudamire, you get pretty much the same guy. And Damon was, I think, taught people in Toronto that strength of will could carry you a long way.
He was a point guard. You were a point guard, which was something I didn't know. I found out in the book.
I wasn't a very good point guard.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
But I was also left-handed, so that's okay.
So you played at Niagara College. What kind of player were you? And give me your NBA comparison.
I was a guy who couldn't get a 10-day contract. If they gave a 10-day contract, they would be on earth. But I played hard. I was a back then, 6 foot, 6'1". I was a big guy, you know, back in the 70s when I played. But I think I just liked the game because, one, you didn't practice at 5 o'clock in the morning in a cold arena. But two, there was a better level of teamwork to it that I liked. I thought it was a lot of fun to be on a basketball team because you could do things with other guys for the better of the whole, kind of thing. I loved the game. I grew up. Jay Triano was one of my best friends. So, you know, we played against each other in high school. Well, frankly, I sat on the bench and watched him play in high school. But, you know, that kind of, we'd play Sunday morning rat ball in a church gym. It was just a lot of fun. And I sort of gravitated to the game that way.
Yeah. Who's your All-Doug team, your 5 favorite Raptors of all time?
Jose Calderon, Vince Carter, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Antonio Davis, because he just played hard. Those are my guys. Like, those are, that team would win an awful lot of basketball games.
Let's talk about Vince. We have a complicated relationship with Vince as fans. I look at him as showing me things that are done on a basketball court that I have never seen before. Why is our relationship so complicated?
I think people blamed him for the trade because they got nothing in return that was of value. And I'll tell you one thing you can never say about Vince Carter. He never lashed out. When he was getting booed unmercifully, and I don't think I've ever seen an athlete in any sport treated the way he was treated in Toronto right when he came back. He never lashed out at the people or the organization or the city. And when there was that reconciliation, that game against Memphis, when they brought him basically to tears with the ovation, that was a very cathartic moment, I think, for him and I think for the people. It's not fair to say there wouldn't be Raptors without Vince Carter, but when Vince Carter was playing, he made the Raptors legitimate. And people, I think, forgot that.
You've seen countless players go down on that court and not get up for a while. You had your own collapse in this building, in the hallway of SBA. Can you take me through that? Tell us about that night.
It was the last game of the regular season at home. They were playing Orlando on a Sunday night, not a script game. Covered the game, was walking up to the Dwayne Casey press conference and collapsed. Had what's called a aortic dissection. My heart kind of blew up. And I was right in front of the director's lounge. Jennifer Quinn got the team doctors, Petkoff and Marks, who actually came and saved my life. Yeah. If that doesn't happen right there, I'm dead. If it happens 30 feet away, if I'm 30 feet towards Casey's news conference or 30 feet out the door, there's no time to get to me. So yeah, there's the relationship, me and the Raptors got a relationship that goes far beyond reporter and team.
What's the next 25 years look for you, Doug?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to cover the Raptors, so they take me out of here feet first, I hope. You get new guys, new coaches, new general managers, new people around to tell stories about, and you tell their stories hopefully well.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, my pleasure.